come on, it's cold. Can I go?
You can go.
All right, I'm gonna go. People get angry if you don't like one of your own records. They feel betrayed, and it's like, what I'm trying to say to you, it is like a first husband. It's perfectly lovable, perfectly attractive, perfectly deserving of your love. You're not saying you never wanted that time with him, you just never want to fuck him again. It's as simple as that.
All I needed was the love you gave. All I needed for another day. And all I ever knew.
Ja, snacka om resa. Från syntpopklassiker till sånt här.
Listen to the words that you say.
Ja, låten Only You är nu mer så söndersjungen att ingen längre verkar veta vart eller med vem det började. Men det ska vi ändra på nu. För se, här är han ju. Vince Clarke, en Englishman i New York, närmare bestämt på väg till ett småkyligt loft i Chinatown.
It's like an action movie, this, isn't it?
You feel comfortable?
Hey, you know, whatever turns you on, guys.
Ja, han är mannen som är skyldig inte bara till Only You. Nej, han har ganska många pophits på sitt CV.
Okay.
It never happens to me. It never happens to me.
I mean, he's a great pop songwriter, a really natural pop songwriter. He can't help himself almost. He's a hard worker, hates doing interviews.
Ja, han är bättre på pop än prat. Reserverad men ändå så där torrt underhållande som bara britter kan vara.
Oh, that makes all the difference. Thank God for that. And last but not least.
This is gonna take a long time.
Ja, hans mest kända låt är såklart Only You. Låten som i början av 80-talet gav oss historiens kanske mest omaka popduo, Yazoo. Men för att ta Only You till den absoluta toppen och hela vägen in på 10 Downing Street, ja, då var det tack vare ett gäng sjungande teatergubbar. Låten skapade också en mindre a cappella-revolution, men mer om det senare. För nu ska vi backa bandet, inte bara till Yazoo. Nej, den här historien, den börjar i ett kanske ännu mer välkänt band.
In the very early 80s, if you were a synth band, it was considered plinky plonky music, they used to call it.
I mean, Vince at the time, he was really the leader of the band. He was the main songwriter. He was the kind of the energy behind the band in terms of getting gigs and so forth. He was a de facto manager.
Ja, Daniel Miller är lite som Englands gudfader när det handlar om elektronisk musik. Via sitt skivbolag Mute har han gett ut skivor med några av genrens allra största. Inte minst är han mannen som gav oss Depeche Mode. Men samtidigt som Vince klättrar på listorna med Depeche Mode så går det desto knackigare för den här historiens andra huvudperson.
What did you want to express with music and your voice at the time?
I think I think aggression. You know, I didn't really care what instrument was making the sound. I just wanted the grip.
Ja, hemma på klubbarna i Basildon har Alison Moyet sjungit och skrikit sig genom halva stans punkrockscen. Hon är känd under smeknamnet Alf och hon är inte riktigt som de andra.
You know, I came from a background where teachers would say to me, you are nothing, you have no talents, you know. I wasn't even allowed to sing in the school choir. This is my background.
Alison har inte mycket gratis i livet och plötsligt står hon till och med utan band.
I'd been sacked from my band, who decided they really should have a male singer and not a female singer. I say sacked, you know, we weren't paid for anything. I was just dismissed, you know. They just didn't want to play with me anymore. So I was looking for some more musicians and I was advertising in a free section in the Melody Maker.
Ja, vi ska snart få anledning att återkomma till den här annonsen, för ungefär samtidigt fattar Vince Clarke ett beslut lika avgörande som överraskande.
take us back to the fall of 1981. You're in one of the hottest bands in the UK. You started the band and you write the songs, but you're walking out of it.
You know, it's I can't even remember really what was going on in my head, because it was over 35 years ago. I just knew that I wasn't happy, and I wasn't enjoying what we were doing. We weren't really getting on very well, so I decided to leave.
The other members of Depeche were obviously surprised, very kind of angry. Things were just taking off, you know, their first album had just come out. I mean, I just felt deflated, you know, we all put so much energy into this, you know.
I mean, you took a big chance. It could have been the end of your music career.
Well, I kind of accepted that it was. I didn't think that I'd be making music again after Depeche.
Ja, Vince Clarke, han hoppar av och enligt legenden gör han det med en liten avskedspresent.
Just after he'd left, he came along and he said, "I've got this song," you know, and he sort of sang it, you know, doo-doo, doo-doo. And me and Marty went, "Sounds like something else. Don't really like that." And anyway, it turned out to be Only You.
Is it true that you presented Only You to the other guys in Depeche Mode?
No. No, that's not true. There was another song that I'd written, which was never released, which I think I may have played to them, but it wasn't Only You.
Okej, så hur gick det egentligen till då?
I don't know. I mean, I think it was just a riff I was messing about with on guitar. You know, I used to play quite a lot of acoustic guitar.
Fast vänta lite här nu, vad sa han? Vi pratar ändå Vince Clarke, nog skrevs väl låten på en sån där analog synt?
No, it was done on guitar. I mean, 99% of the songwriting that I do is done on guitar. I like working that way because it means that you don't get sidetracked into doing funny sounds. And then I transpose the song into synthesizer sounds. And the idea was, I wasn't thinking about forming a band. It was really just to play the song to the record company to see if they liked it, and maybe they could give it to somebody or to the publisher or something like that. Maybe I could make some money that way. So did a sort of a little demo on that, and then I got in touch with Alison.
Ja, Vince, han behöver ju trots allt en röst, och det är nu den där annonsen dyker upp.
So yes, I knew her anyway, but I saw her advert in the local newspaper, and she was looking for a blues band. And it was just a way of me finding out what her phone number was, if you know what I'm saying. Because then I called her and then I said, "Do you want to come and do a demo?"
I had no recording system, so I thought, you know, I just thought, oh, great, well, if it's a demo, then at least I'll have an example of what I sound like, so that when I'm looking for other bands, I can say, this is what I sound like, you know.
I mean, one of the reasons why I wanted Alison to sing that particular song was because she has such an amazingly soulful voice. And I wanted the song to be emotional, but she was a bit scary as well, you know.
She was?
Yeah.
In what way?
Well, because she was a punk and, you know, she was, you know, brash and I don't know.
I'm really loud!
You know, I was intimidated a bit. Of course, she wasn't like that in real life, if you know what I'm saying. It was just that personality that she put out.
So anyway, I got on my motorbike. I was riding a motorbike at the time, and I drove round to his flat. And in those days, I had a really incredible musical memory. You only had to play me something once, and it was, I remembered it.
Well, she sang the song, I mean, I think she sang the song in two goes. I mean, it was like one of those instant, brilliant performances.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story of love. Can you hear me?
That, I think, is the joy of Only You. It's got this kind of nursery rhyme quality, you know, it's immediately understandable.
I think she liked the song as well, and, you know, gave it some real kind of like emotional depth. Even though it's a bit of a silly, even though the lyrics are a bit silly, you know.
And all I ever knew, only you.
So I sang it back onto his four-track studio. I was in there for no time at all, very, very little time at all. And then I went home.
And I need you. Listen to the words that you say. It's getting harder to stay.
Ja, Alison hoppar på motorcykeln hem och Vince, han sätter sig på tåget till London och Mute-kontoret.
Well, so I had the demo, and Mute Records had just moved into a new office, which was about the size of this room.
I think it must have been a weekend, because I was there on my own, and Vince came by, and he said, "Oh, I got a new song to play you," or something like that. You know, he's a man of few words. And we put on a cassette and had a listen to the song. I remember thinking, wow, that's a really great song. It's very pop.
Do you know his version of this story?
I'd love to hear it.
I'm going to show it to you, actually.
Oh, God, OK.
Press play.
Are you filming me my reaction?
Yeah, of course.
It was in the evening, and Daniel was in there, and he was messing about with one of his synthesizers, a thing called NARP 2600, just messing about like a kid, you know. And I said to him, you know, I've got this demo, are you interested in hearing it? He goes, yeah, put it on, you know, whatever. It was all very, I won't do my sounds and stuff, you know, and I played it to him, and he went, yeah, very good, you know, just carried on. And I thought, oh, well, that's it then. That's pretty much the rejection letter. It's the same thing, really, you know. So I was about to leave, and my Swedish publisher and his Norwegian partner and his English partner, the guys from a company called Sonnet, came into the office. I didn't invite them, and they just said, "Oh, we'll play us the song," and they really liked it.
So they just happened to be there?
Yeah, they were just coming in to meet Daniel, and they came in. They really liked the song. They really liked the song, and said, "Daniel, you know, you should really do something with this," you know.
I mean, I honestly don't remember the Sonnet people coming in, but he's younger than me, so his memory is probably better. But it wasn't the ARP. I want to be absolutely clear, Vince, if you're watching. It was a Roland System 100M.
All right.
But he could deny that as well.
2 or 3 days later, he called me up and he said he'd taken it to Mute, and Mute really liked it, and they thought we should record it together. And so that's what we did.
Ja, innan de ens har ett namn kliver Alf och Vince in i studion och spelar in. Och våren 1982 debuterar så Yazoo.
Everybody was very enthusiastic, and I was, you know, my mixed feelings were soon unmixed.
Men det där med att blanda plinky-plonky och punky soul, går det? Får man ens göra så?
The single in the UK, it went up the charts really slowly. So I think it was, you know, it started at 100 and something or other.
Say 156. It's a number like that. And I remember thinking, fuck me, of all the records in this country, we have got the 156th best-selling record in the top 200. You know, I've not been in the top 200 of anything. I left school completely unqualified. I didn't even have the qualification to get me a shop job. That's how unqualified I was. To suddenly, I am a part of a single that's in the top 200 of the English charts. Fucking hell.
And then the next week it was 87, the next week it was 65 or whatever, and then it just kept on going up and up in the charts. And I think everybody was surprised, really.
And I had a hard copy. You know, there was a record, and it had my name on it. Well, it didn't have my name on it, but it had my band's name on it, you know. And actually, because I was on the B-side, yeah.
Yep. Is this for me? Thanks.
No. Oh, yeah, Moyet. There you go, on Situation. There's my name, Moyet.
But it sold loads of this. It was a huge hit.
I guess. Yes, I suppose, yes.
Ja, så det kan bli. Alf och Vince har plötsligt inte bara blivit med band. De har dessutom förlöst en riktig superhit. Only You klättrar hela vägen till andra platsen. Och det här är något som är väldigt typiskt Yazoo. Det liksom bara blir.
There was no long-term planning to do anything or to become anything or to conceptualize over what we might become. It was always about, okay, oh, next week we've got an interview with such and such.
I went from being... Well, I didn't even go. I was still just a Basildon girl who was going on Top of the Pops, which was like the biggest music program in the country, you know.
Only You. Here are Yazoo, and it's a great hit record too.
And it was at that point that I realised, Vince and we've never even rehearsed this together. We've never actually sat together and gone, let's play this together, let's rehearse. We've never done any of that. I've sung it on my own, he's played it on his own. Now we're at Top of the Pops. And then the track starts, but it's quite boom, 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 boom. And of course, they get all the audience to clap. So I can't hear the intro at all. And I'm at the back going, like that with Vince, because I'm just really embarrassed, because this is the first time I've been on television and there's an audience there, you know. So I'm singing when I'm at the back talking to Vince, and don't come in until about halfway through the first line.
Came back only yesterday, moving farther away.
I've no idea what to do with my body. How does Yazoo move? How do we present ourselves on stage? And then think, what do I do with my hands and feet? Oh, I'll do this.
All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew, only you.
We were just cooking together with the ingredients that we brought, you know, and then we found out if we liked the dish when it was made.
Yazoo följer upp med fler hits och storsäljande album. Plötsligt, ett knappt år efter avhoppet, konkurrerar Vince Clarke med sitt gamla band på listorna.
This is me. I love this picture.
Och inte för att det går dåligt för Depeche Mode, men 1982, det är Yazoos år. Inte illa för två personer som knappt ens känner varandra.
Vince Clarke and Alison Moyet, very odd couple.
It was an odd couple. It was because we were girl and boy. We were big girl, smaller boy. We were loud girl, quiet boy. You know, that became difficult because where we had really massive successes, I couldn't enjoy them with him because he was a bit meh, you know, been there, done that.
Why didn't Yazoo last?
Because, as I understand it, the relationship between Vince and Alison completely broke down. I didn't know why. I didn't know what really went on between them that made it so difficult for them to work together. But by the time, as I said, by the time they got around to making the second album, You and Me Both, I really don't think they were ever in the studio at the same time.
Yeah, I think by that time, our relationship wasn't good. It wasn't like her and I were in a band, you know, playing pubs and clubs and in the back of a truck for years and then making it.
We didn't even have a drink together. We never even went to the pub together.
Probably the main reason why Alison and I didn't last as a band was because we didn't have any of that history. So, you know, if one of us would get upset, we wouldn't feel comfortable telling the other person that we were upset or that there was a reason for us acting or saying something that we said, because there was no trust.
When we did split up, it was we'd had a kind of a big argument about something. I can't remember what it was, but it was one of those things, you know, like I say, I come from a family where we fight, we argue, and it means nothing. For him, in this very British, reserved way, every word lands. I'm putting this on him. I don't know that's what he was feeling, but that's how I read it.
But I think we both knew that when we'd finished this record, that would be the end.
Ja, sommaren 1983, då är Yazoo historia. Men sagan om Only You, den är redo för nästa kapitel. För knappt ett halvår efter att Yazoo gjort slut så ska låten bli ännu större. Ja, då pratar vi inte om den gamla noise-sångaren Hasse Karlssons tolkning.
Yes. Oh, here's David. He's going the wrong way. He's missed the door. Now, here he comes. He's found it. He's found the right door. How are you?
Hi, Gareth.
All right. All right?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
And you.
Ja, som ni säkert förstår kommer gubbarna på puben att spela en avgörande roll i historien om Only You.
This is something that my wife Angie made at the time. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes. Oh, that is beautiful.
I början av 80-talet är de nämligen medlemmar i en politisk teatergrupp. De kuskar England runt med en pjäs där de spelar sjungande gruvarbetare. Och just sjungandet, det fortsätter även utanför scen.
And going up and down the motorways in a transit van, we sang pop songs just to pass the time.
Did you run, 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 did you run, run?
Ja, det är mest 60-talsfavoriter, men de gör det så bra att de både får vara med i tv och får skivkontrakt. Och när de väl kliver in i studion, ja, då väljer de något betydligt mer modernt.
Looking from a window above, it's like a story
I decided I fancied to go at arranging that really because it was so synthesizer based, and I sort of thought, well, it's a bit of a challenge to make that work just for voices.
Det är trots allt bara 18 månader sedan Yazoos original var en superhit. Men engelsmännen, de har inte fått nog av Only You.
It went from nowhere, I think, to number 9 one week, and the following week from number 9 to number 1. And the rest, as they say, is history.
Ja, Flying Pickets version gör braksuccé mitt i julruschen. Only You toppar listan i hela 5 veckor. Plötsligt är 6 sjungande teatersnubbar popstjärnor och framgången den sprider sig.
I remember being woken up in bed one morning by the telephone, and a voice came on and said, "Good morning, this is so-and-so from Finland. How does it feel to be number 4 in Finland?" I said, I've no idea, I don't know, it's too early.
All I needed for another day, and all I ever knew, only you.
Young girls used to shout ba-da-da-da after us walking down the street.
Did you like the version?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was fantastic.
Here's
you know.
the 7-inch, by the way.
All right, thank you.
I can't remember the name of the band now. That's what I'm going to do. I can't remember the name of the a cappella version you're talking
Flying
about.
Pickets.
The Flying Pickets, yeah, I hated it. It's not that I hated their version, I hated they'd taken that song. I hated, that was our song, that was my song. Even though I never wrote it, that was my song. And not only had they taken it, but they had, for all intents and purposes, outshined us with it.
Sometimes when I think of her name, and it's only a game, and I need you.
Ja, men oavsett vad Alison tycker så är Flying Pickets med och skriver historia. Konsten att framföra sin musik utan instrument är knappast något nytt. Men Flying Pickets version av Only You, det är den första a cappella-låten någonsin som toppar hitlistan hemma i England. Och inte bara det.
Those masters of today's hottest singing style, a cappella.
Nej, den verkar nästan dra igång en mindre a cappella-revolution. Det kan förstås vara en slump, men frågan är om det någonsin varit mer a cappella på topplistorna som åren efter Flying Pickets.
Might want to sing it note for note, don't worry.
And I think we can take a bit of credit for that.
Oh, I think so, absolutely, yeah.
I don't think the House Martins would have done Caravan of Love if it hadn't been for us.
Every woman, every man, join the caravan of love. Stand up.
People often think it's the Flying Pickets doing Caravan of Love.
Everybody take a stand.
The police knew the Pickets would return with a vengeance today. They were prepared numerically, if not strategically.
Ja, samtidigt som Flying Pickets klättrar på listorna så blåser det upp en brutal och ihärdig konflikt hemma i England. Det handlar om gruvstrejk.
The Pickets then replied with a barrage of stones and missiles.
Ja, upploppen blir allt värre och premiärminister Thatcher svarar med att kasta demonstranterna i fängelse.
Those miners who have in fact beaten up others, they must take the consequences of their own action. And it would not be right if there were an amnesty for those who really have committed terrible crimes. Not right at all.
Oh, this is the fan magazine. Pickets say no pit closures.
There you go.
Yeah.
Ja, det är tydligt vart Flying Pickets har sina sympatier. Själva bandnamnet är ju till och med hämtat från gruvarbetarnas namn på strejkvakter.
I mean, in many parts of the country, Margaret Thatcher is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, never been forgiven.
Yeah.
Ja, men trots att de är så långt ifrån varandra man kan komma så ska deras vägar ändå korsas.
There's this rumor about their version being the favorite record for Margaret Thatcher. Have you heard of that?
No.
Have you heard that?
That's the first I've heard.
No. And I'd hate to believe that it was true, so...
Nej, att järnladyn samtidigt som hon burar in strejkande gruvarbetare skulle sitta hemma och lyssna på The Flying Pickets, det låter ju för bra för att vara sant.
I think yes. Well, she was asked if any, as you do ask prime ministers, what's your favourite pop song at the moment? And most of them struggled to actually name anything at the time. But she came up with something like, "Oh, I rather like that group of men who sing without any instruments. So you mean only you?" She said, "Yes, I rather like that song."
Perhaps she just likes, barbershop quartets or something. And I'm sure there was no one in her cabinet saying, "By the way, you shouldn't be liking those guys."
No, but I mean, it's like, you can't determine your fans, can you?
Nog om politik. Hur gick det egentligen för Alison och Vince? Ja, Vince bildar snart en ny duo. Med Erasure har han sedan dess öst på med många odödliga pophits. Och likt den dåtidens Adele säljer Alison Moyet som soloartist skivor i miljoner åren efter Yazoo. Idag har hon lite av ikonstatus, inte minst hemma i England. Genom åren är det dock många som längtat efter en återförening av Yazoo, inte minst Alison Moyet. Och efter år av övertalning hittar Vince till slut en lucka i sitt Erasure-schema.
Well, we did a reunion tour, and that was actually the opportunity for us to get to know each other properly.
I was really happy about that because he was so significant to me. His impact on me would have been greater than teachers, than mentors, than so many people that you could ever meet, So I wanted to come to a place where I could look him in the face and say, that was fucking weird, but mate, thank you.
Listen to the words that you say, it's getting on to stay. When I see
Alison is performing the song in her live set. Have you ever performed it in Erasure?
I think we did it at one fan event once, but it wasn't good.
Ja, än idag är Only You given på Alison Moyets solokonserter, vare sig hon vill eller inte.
Can I go?
För hur var det nu hon sa där i början av programmet? Hur var det egentligen med gamla hits?
It is like a first husband. It is like a first husband. You know you really liked them. You're not saying you never wanted that time with him. You just never want to fuck him again.
You think about Only You as your ex-husband?
No, Only You to me is a family member. Only You to me is someone I will always love. Sometimes I'll get fed up that they knock so often, but I never want not to be related to them.
this is gonna take a long time, and I wonder what's mine. Can't take no more.
Life is so full of sliding doors moments. I mean, you can really say that this song changed your life in a lot of ways.
Well, it didn't change my life in a lot of ways. It changed my life utterly. It completely changed my life. It changed my life. It changed my life.
All I need